Today we're kicking off episode 2 in my Dutch oven series, and I'm bringing you a family favorite. This is a one-pot meal that takes under 30 minutes to make, and it's picky eater approved. Today we're making this yummy chili mac recipe. Some people call it goulash or hamburger helper. Whatever you call it, it is absolutely delicious. So let's get started. We're gonna get started with just some simple chopping. We wanna mince up 2 garlic cloves, really nice and fine. Then we're gonna chop up a half of a large yellow onion or just 1 small yellow onion. I like the yellow for this recipe because it's nice and sweet and just really yummy. You also wanna chop this up really nice and fine so you can hide those veggies from the kids. If your kids are like mine, or at least my youngest, everything that she sees, she's like, what's this green thing? What's that speck of this? So make sure to chop those veggies up really nice and fine. We're also gonna grate 2 cups of cheddar cheese. If you wanna use a different cheese for this recipe, Monterey Jack or Pepper Jack, which is a little bit spicier, are really good options for this recipe too. If your kids aren't picky, or if you're just cooking this for adults, you could always add some jalapeno, maybe some diced tomatoes, or bell pepper. Next up, we're gonna get our Dutch oven ready. We're gonna get our stovetop heated to medium low. And as far as the Dutch oven goes, I like to use anywhere between like a 5.5 quart or a 7 quart for this recipe, just so everything has enough room to cook. We're kicking things off with a pound of ground beef. I'm using an 85/15 for this recipe because it's still really juicy, but it doesn't have a whole bunch of grease. If you use an 80/20, you're definitely gonna wanna drain some of the grease out. Then we're just gonna break this up as it cooks. We're gonna cook this for a few minutes, maybe 3 or 4 minutes. It doesn't need to be entirely cooked. Then you're gonna add in the onions and give this a good stir. We're gonna cover the pot and cook this for about 2 to 3 minutes until those onions get nice and softened. Then you can uncover it. We're gonna add in the garlic, some Worcestershire sauce. I cannot say that. And then we've got our spices. Give that a good stir. Next up, you're gonna add our elbow macaroni noodles, some tomato sauce, and then pour in that chicken stock. Once we get the chicken stock added in, we're gonna go ahead and cover our pot up with our lid. Then you wanna make sure the heat is on medium-low. We're gonna simmer this for about 15 minutes and make sure to stir it halfway through. Use a wooden spoon so it doesn't scratch your Dutch oven, but you wanna make sure to scrape the bottoms because the pasta loves to stick on there. If you guys haven't already, make sure to sign up for my newsletter. I have a fun little freebie going on right now where I'm offering 5 days of Dutch oven dinner recipes. These are super yummy. It's a ton of one-pot meals. So if you guys like this recipe, you will definitely like the series. So make sure to check the description and you can sign up there. Okay, so once you open up your pot, just make sure the noodles are all the way cooked. You want them to be al dente still, but not too firm. If you find your noodles aren't quite cooked, but there's not really any liquid, just add a splash of chicken stock, maybe a 1/4 cup or so, and just let it cook with the cover on for a few more minutes. Then you're gonna mix in about a half of the cheese that we have. I like to just stir this in because I want it really nice and cheesy. Then you're gonna layer the rest of the cheese over the top. We're gonna pop this in the oven for about like 2 or 3 minutes on broil just to make it nice and bubbly. Once this comes out of the oven, I like to just let it cool for about 5 to 10 minutes so nobody burns their mouths off. And then I'm gonna serve it with just some fresh parsley. You could also do some chives here. And then also some sour cream because some people like to add a little bit of creaminess to this. It is so yummy. It's not the prettiest recipe, but I feel like a lot of those like flavored packed comfort food recipes are kind of bland looking, but it tastes so good. So don't get turned off by the looks of it. That's it, we're all done with another Dutch oven favorite. I hope you guys try this one. Make sure to let me know in the comments if you do. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Okay, I highly recommend the sour cream topping. That's so good. It really like helps cut some of the acidity from the tomato sauce. Yum. I know.